यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन, यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन, यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन, यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन, जमुना तीरा वनचारी, जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद, जय जय गुरुदेव श्रीपाद, गुरुदेव श्रीपाद। निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। जय श्री राधा माधव भगवान की जय, जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की जय, गौर निताय की जय, जय श्री षडगोस्वामी की जय, जगत गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय, पतित पावन श्रीपाद महाराज की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं,
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं,
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
ततो जयमुदीरये।
ततो जयम् उदीरये।
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवया,
नित्यं भागवत सेवया,
भगवती उत्तम श्लोके
भगवते उत्तमं श्लोके
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी।
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी।
Welcome everyone. Today we are going to discuss on this shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 18, Text 41. Sharat Padmotsvam Paktram, Sharat Padmotsvam, Sharat Padmotsavam Vaktram, Vachascha Shravanamritam, Hridayam Kshurudharabham, Hridayam Kshurudharabham, Strinam ko ved cheshtitam. Sharad Padmotsavam Vaktram, Vachascha Shravanapritam, Hridayam Kshurudharabham, Strinam ko ved Cheshtitam. Translation: a woman's face is as attractive and beautiful as a blossoming lotus flower during autumn. Her words are very sweet and they give pleasure to the ear. But if we study a woman's heart, we can understand it to be extremely sharp, like the blade of a razor. In these circumstances, who could understand the dealings of a woman? Purport by His Divine Grace Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Ho. Woman is now depicted very well from the materialistic point of view by Kashyap Muni. Women are generally known as the fair sex, and especially in youth at the age of 16 or 17, women are very attractive to men. Therefore, a woman's face is compared to a blooming lotus flower in autumn. Just as a lotus is extremely beautiful in autumn, a woman at the threshold of youthful beauty is extremely attractive. In Sanskrit, a woman's voice is called Nariswara because women generally sing and their singing is very attractive. At the present moment, cinema artists, especially female singers, are especially welcome. Some of them earn fabulous amounts of money simply by singing. Therefore, as taught by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, a woman's singing is dangerous because it can make a sannyasi fall a victim to the woman. Sannyas means giving up the company of women. But if a sannyasi hears a voice of a woman and sees her beautiful face, he certainly becomes attracted and is sure to fall down. There have been many examples. Even the great sage Vishwamitra fell a victim to Menaka. Therefore, a person desiring to advance in spiritual consciousness must be especially careful not to see a woman's face or hear a woman's voice. To see a woman's face and appreciate its beauty, or to hear a woman's voice and appreciate her singing as very nice, is a subtle fall down for a brahmachari or a sannyasi. Wow, a subtle fall down. Thus, the description of a woman's features by Kashyap Muni is very instructive. When a woman's bodily features are attractive, when her face is beautiful, and when her voice is sweet, she is naturally a trap for a man. The Shastras advise that when such a woman comes to serve a man, she should be considered to be like a dark well covered by grass. In the fields, there are many such wells, and a man who does not know about them drops through the grass and falls down. Thus, there are many such instructions. Since the attraction of the material world is based on attraction for women, Kashyap Muni thought, under the circumstances, who can understand the heart of a woman? Chanakya Pandit has also advised, Vishwasuna eva kartavyaha strishu raja kuleshu cha. There are two persons one should not trust, a politician and a woman. These, of course, are authoritative shastric injunctions, and we should therefore be very careful in our dealings with women. Sometimes our Krishna consciousness movement is criticized for mingling men and women. But Krishna consciousness is meant for anyone, whether one is a man or woman does not matter. Lord Krishna personally says, Striyo Vaishyas tatha Shudraste api yanti param gatim. Whether one is a woman, Shudra or Vaishya. Not to speak of being a Brahmana or Kshatriya. Everyone is fit to return home back to Godhead if he strictly follows the instructions of the spiritual master and Shastra. Yeah, that is very important. We therefore request all the members of the Krishna consciousness movement, both men and women, not to be attracted by bodily features but only to be attracted by Krishna. Then everything will be all right. Otherwise, there will be danger. Om Gyan Timirandasya Gyananjan Salakya चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमद्भक्तिस्वरूपदामोदर स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमः सद्भक्तमनयः मणिपुरुद्भवाय च प्रभुपादसद्वाणी प्रचारनिरताय ते। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Everyone, starting with Maharajis, then Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, and everyone, and all the Matajis. Please accept my most humble obeisances and bless me so that I can speak on this shloka. Srila Prabhupada has already mentioned in his commentary that how dangerous it is to be attracted by the tender and sweet smiles, glances by a woman. So therefore, I don't know how I'm going to connect the dots here, but so we'll start with the last paragraph where Srila Prabhupada is saying that the Krishna consciousness actually is for everyone, and so everyone is included because after all everyone is a spirit on, and ये जो भी कुछ हमारा जेंडर है, this is all just a particular kind of a machinery which is given to us, yantrani runani maya, by the maya, based on our good and karma. We all have been given a particular machine which is having the hardware plus software. Hardware is given by Maya, and our Swabhav has been set by Paramatma. He did it with calculation. He calculated, Paramatma calculated using our previous lives, guna and karma. And then accordingly our Swabhav has been entrusted on us. It has been imposed on us. And Swabhav has been, we all have Swabhav. So actually that Swabhav is, when we say Swabhav, that Swabhav is actually not our Swabhav. It is actually Ishwar Bhav. So there is this kind of a competition between Swabhavad versus Ishwarvad. The Swabhavadi people, they say it is my Swabhav, it is my Swabhav. Jeev ka ye mera ye Swabhav hai. But Bhagwan says कि actually Bhagwan only kind of like very scrutinizingly, he kind of uses a logic to understand. He helps us to understand that how actually our Swabhav is actually something which has been imposed on us by the facility of Paramatma. So therefore in text in Bhagavad Gita it is said that Swabhav Jain Kaunteya Nibaddha Svena Karmana Kartum Nechasi Yan Mohat Karishyasi Avasho Api Tat. Oh Arjun, you will be impelled, you will be compelled by your swabhav jane, by your swabhav. So everyone is having a different swabhav. Kshatriya, Brahman, Shudra, Vaishya, and our temper, our attitude, right? And our, you know, all these swabhavas which have been listed here in this shloka, swabhava Mataji. So everyone has got a swabhav, right? लेकिन ये सब स्वभाव वास्तव में स्वभाव स्वभाव नहीं है. स्वभाव जैन ये imposed भाव है. तो these people they say that mothers love us because वो mothers का स्वभाव है, स्वभाववादी, right? तो but if we go deeper and Krishna is taking us deeper, Krishna is taking us deeper. He's saying, then he in the next sloka it says, Bhagavan says that this shloka, ईश्वर सर्वभूतानां हृदय देशे अर्जुन तिष्ठति ब्राह्मण सर्वभूतानि यंत्रारूणानि माया ईश्वर सर्वभूतानां स्वभाव. In the previous shloka he was saying स्वभाव जैन, born of your स्वभाव. Now he is saying ईश्वर. So स्वभाववाद versus ईश्वरवाद. So in the previous shloka Bhagwan is seems that he is supporting स्वभाववाद, but then he defeats स्वभाववाद with this ईश्वरवाद. ईश्वर सर्वभूत, ईश्वर सर्वभूतानाम. It is Ishwar only who is directing. Ishwar only who is directing all the living entities, sarvabhutanam, to behave in a particular way. I'll give an example. I don't know whether this example serves the purpose or not. Suppose if an actor wants to play a role, sometimes the actor, they don't choose all the roles. Actors don't choose all the roles. They want to play a specific role, right? So then he expresses his desire to a director that I want to play this role. So director will sign him up, and he will then arrange everything for this actor. The makeup artist will do the makeup, costume designer will design the costume, and this set director will arrange the set. But then how he has to behave and how he has to enact, how he has to, suppose he wants to play the role of a beggar, let's say. So how he has to act, how he has to behave like a beggar, that the director will direct him. Do you want it to become a beggar? I have set everything to you. I have set your costume. Now I will now work on your character. I want you to be identifying yourself with your character of beggar. So I will tell you how to walk. I will tell you how to speak, how to sit, and how to behave. So that behavior, whatever behavior that actor enacts, is actually not his behavior. If you see carefully, it is being controlled by the director. The director is actually, it is director's bhav, not his bhav. His bhav was only to play the role. Director's bhav. So Swabhavad versus Ishwarvad. Swabhavad, it is not our bhav, because right now suppose I am something in the next life, I can become an animal. Then our Swabhav will completely change, right? So why is our Swabhav changing? Because they were not Swabhav in the first place. They were Ishwar Bhav, controller. Ishwar, controller. Ishwar means controller. Like Ishwar Sarva Bhutanam. Why is it not said Mam Sarva Bhutanam or Vasudev Sarva Bhutanam? Why Ishwar Sarva Bhutanam? So Ishwar means controller. So he is control. So controlling what? Controlling our bhav, our swabhav. He is programming it. Ishwar Sarva Bhutanam Hridaya Deshe Arjun Tishtati. He is controlling our behavior, our. But then we wanted it in the flesh. We cannot blame on him. We wanted in our previous lives, gun and karma, our karma. They are a testimony of the fact that we wanted it. Like the actor who he first wanted to play the role of a beggar. So we wanted to play the role. Our karmas, actions speak louder. So our karmas, the way we acted, they spoke it out, and then Paramatma, Bhagwan, Ishwar, he then disposed it, and that's why we are the way we are. We are compelled by our bhav. We are compelled. We all of us are compelled by our bhav, our nature, inborn nature. But who is compelling us? Ishwar. Ishwar is compelling us. Sarvabhutanam. So therefore, Arjun, you will be compelled to fight, and you will be compelled to fight. So do fight now. Okay. So in this way, we should try to. And then Bhagwan in the next verse says, Tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhaven bharat. Tat prasadat param shantim sthanam prapsasi shasvatam. So you surrender unto him. Tam ev. Bhagwan is not saying mamev. He will say it in later. Right? Right. He will say it later. Sarvadharman pratyas. Mam ekam. Sharanam. Mam ekam. But here he is saying tamev. Tam means him. Actually, that him is him only. But the reason behind this tamev is that controller who is controlling you, Ishwar, he has given you one particular kind of swabhav, swadharma, Brahman, Kshatriya, Shudra, Vaishya. So you identify that bhav and do the prescribed duties to your whatever has been enjoined by the Shastras. So first of all, you have to identify who we are. So in this Tamev, you don't act opposite. Arjuna's Sabha was Kshatriya and Arjuna was running away. So that is not befitting his Sabha. So he said Tamev means you act according to your Sabha. But then when Bhagwan then finally culminates everything into saying Maam Ekam Sharanam Braja means you Paramatma and Krishna, Bhagwan. So you rather zero down all the way to Bhagwan aspect. And Maamekam. Maamekam means you serve me. And because that's your real bhav. Uh, so sometimes our Guru Maharaj may ask us to do some seva which is not according to our sabhav. Someone may be a Brahman, but Guru Maharaj may ask him to clean the toilet. He cannot say, Guru Maharaj, it is not my swabhav. I have perused my swabhav and it came out to be Brahman swabhav. So why are you giving me Shudra activities? But that's the idea. Maam ekam sharanam vraja. Whatever Guru Maharaj says, we must do it. Because it is not anymore tamev, it is maam. We may not be good in fund collection, but Guru Maharaj say, go and do the fund collections, we must do it. So this way we should try to understand. So this swabhav of our swabhav, Mataji swabhav, so this is all according to the guna and karma. And Prabhupada ji is saying in Krishna consciousness, when everyone, Mataji ho ya fir koi bhi ho, we all have to become Krishna conscious. And in that consciousness, we can actually utilize our swabhav. That's the beauty of Krishna consciousness. So माताजी's के स्वभाव में कुछ कुछ बहुत ब्यूटीफुल क्वालिटीज़ भी हैं, जैसे कि you all must definitely be agreeing that Mataji's have got larger tolerance, they have got greater perseverance, they have got sense of responsibility. Mataji's sense of responsibility is much higher than Prabhuji's. And one quality which kinds of is a very ornamental qualities in Mataji's is their obedience, which we gents many times terribly lack. So the simple ladies, if you tell them, they just do that, and so this obedience is that divine quality which outrightly impresses Krishna. Right? We may be having all the other tons of good qualities, but if we are not obedient to our Guru Maharaj or to our seniors, then it's just back to square one. Actually, all the good qualities are supposed to lead us to this element of obedience. And if we are not, if we are not turning as obedient, then what's the use of those good qualities? So obedience means we rather than obeying our senses, we obey the instructions, obedience. So Mataji's में ये obedience प्रचुर मात्रा में है. They have got so good quality of obedience. So we should imbibe that quality of obedience. And but still, since we want to imbibe all these good qualities, definitely, but we have been in this material world, God knows how long, and so we have got this deep-rooted spirit of enjoyment, which can anytime it can erupt. Anytime it erupt, it's already there. So therefore, all these injunctions are there to maintain distance. You maintain distance. The opposite gender should not mix freely, because it will then be a defeat. Already the senses are very powerful. So if you allow them to mix freely, then definitely accidents will happen. And the accident is what is the accident? Accident means his identity crisis, like how His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Rajpati Maharaj Ji was telling us in the comment yesterday. Identity crisis is a real accident. I am the servant of Krishna. This is my Swabhav, real Swabhav. This is the Swabhav. This is ontologically our Swabhav. It has not been imposed or programmed by Krishna. It is our ontology. So I am Krishna Das, but now if I turn to some das of my senses or some woman, then then identity crisis. this identity crisis is the real accident. And so therefore, that's why it is advised that training should be given to young minds. Ideally, it is a good idea that the young minds who are still not married, they should be trained by monks only, and grihasthas, they they even if they are like preaching to young minds, the grihasthas are requested not to present a rosy picture of their grihastha ashram. Rather, they should encourage the young minds who is sincere to like remain so, right, because it becomes easier. I have been blessed from the very beginning when I came to Krishna consciousness movement. So I met many grihasthas who have been like inspiring me to remain brahmachari. But बट क्योंकि अक्सर ऐसा देखा गया है कि गृहस्थ devotees, they are very nice devotees, but somehow that conviction that a brahmachari life is very conducive, that sometimes that conviction is not is missing. So therefore, to brahmacharis or to young minds should listen from the guidance. Actually, शुरू में सिस्टम भी यही था गुरुकुल में कि the monks, they should like train these brahmacharis, and they should train grihasthas also. And because otherwise, if monks are not training grihasthas, then the grihasthas will uh, never come to an understanding that there has to be a point where they are supposed to leave this ashram, because grihastha ashram is supposed to be dropped also na, at one point of time. तो इसलिए ये ट्रेनिंग बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. और शिला प्रभुपाद जी ने एक बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट स्टेटमेंट यहाँ पे बोला है कि appreciating the beauty of a woman, or hearing her voice or appreciating her singing is a subtle fall down for brahmachari or sannyasi. So fall down starts from there, not just when we are sitting or talking to, or doing it physically, but even this appreciation, it kind of kickstarts that fall down. There was an incident where uh, our Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ji was traveling in train with his disciples, and one disciple, he was leaning, he was lying in a he was he was sitting in a lying posture in a comfortable position. He was leaning on the window. So Saraswati Thakur ji immediately told him that you are doing stri sang. You are doing stri sang means there is no stri around, but then stri sang means what? You are actually doing stri sang means you are trying to give comfort to your body. Actually, that is stri sang. Stri sang means you give comforts to your various senses uh, and the mind. So if we hear too much of the songs by Matajis or the ladies, so it is like giving comfort to our mind. That is stri sang, right? So therefore, we should be very careful. Stri sang, right? So We should always understand. कौन कॉल कर रहा है सुबह सुबह मुझे? So we should always understand. We have to understand. Actually, we should always remind ourselves that we are not safe, even though we may be initiated devotees, even though we may have passed these many years, but we are still in the same situation. We have been given this body. The senses may interrupt at any time. So therefore, I must ensure that I kind of maintain distance, right? काजल की कोठरी में कोई भी सयाना जाएगा वो काला होके ही आएगा वाप. So anyone, and there are many incidents, we don't have to like bring them here, but many incidents where even stalwarts, I mean, they were found to, you know, they fell prey. So therefore, this distancing is very important. Distancing is very important means one should brahmacharis should or the boys, young boys, they should very much associate with monks, brahmacharis, and they should render service to them. And grihasthas also should, grihast prabhujis also should very much associate with monks, sannyasis, treating them as their elder brothers, and should get inspired, encouraged to quickly retire, because this otherwise this identity crisis will go on for God knows how long. It will never stop. Actually, that is a real problem, identity crisis. Otherwise, Grihast ashram is a very nice ashram, but then uh, it is somewhere we have to kind of bring it to a closer, right? What else was there? There are two persons one should not trust. A politician, definitely you should not trust a politician. And when I say woman, it simply means you should not trust your senses also, because the senses get attracted to both. Politicians, why do we choose one politician as a leader? वो free कर देगा, तो electricity is free, to the bus ride is free, this is free, that is free. And the innocent public, I don't know whether I should call them innocent or not, because they are servants of their senses and their comfort. They'll say, wow, this politician is a wonderful person, let us choose him, because he's ensuring our sense gratification. So women also, our senses, when they're ignited, they will make us, they will convince us down the line, they will definitely convince us to the core of our heart that yes, this is the only way why I am associating with brahmacharis and monks. And this is such a beautiful thing. And let me quickly jump into that. So your senses will kind of convince us in the heart. Their conviction will arise that that's it, that is the way. And here also I can see that there are nice devotees who are doing well in their grihast ashram. But so therefore one should very much associate with monks and brahmacharis, and should minimize their association with matajis. है ना? And the one quality we should always be extolled, and we should always imbibe that quality in matajis, is the obedience. Obedience is a wonderful quality which they have, and we should do that. Hare Krishna, I don't have much to see on this shloka, because everyone has spoken on this topic past many classes. It has been going on, and previous shloka Kashyapuni is actually kind of accusing himself, not Diti. So माता जी इसका अपना स्वभाव है, they will act according to their स्वभाव, but हमारा onus है, our onus is to not to fall into the trap, because then if you fall into the trap, then we should not blame anyone else other than ourselves. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you for this wonderful class, and yeah, finishing in time as well. Yeah, if anyone is having any question, they can raise the hand and ask His Grace Srikant Prabhuji. Yes, our Shamchandra Prabhuji is having a question. Shamchandra Prabhuji, please.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you. Thank you,
Hare
Srikant
Krishna.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam,
Jai
Prabhuji.
Shila Sripad Maharaj, Jai Shila Prabhupada.
Jai.
Thank you, Prabhu. Wonderful class. So I have one question, and
Yes.
with related to the, understanding the purport of Srila Prabhupada actually here. So on one hand, there is a mention that Mahaprabhu has instructed or taught that we should try to avoid listening to even the singing of women, because in a subtle way we start appreciating, and then it can lead to fall down. And then of course there is a paradox, because in our movement, thanks to the grace of Srila Prabhupada, where everybody is encouraged to do service for the pleasure of the Lord. So Prabhupada actually encouraged that whatever qualities one possesses, like a good artist, maybe a good painter or a good singer or whatever, must be used in the service of the Lord.
Right.
So now what happens is, as part of our spiritual advancement, as we call, or maybe as part of the process set in the Krishna conscious movement, we have to be exposed to all these things also. So therefore my question was, can you give some from your readings and all that, some understanding about how to go about this? Because on one hand there's a clear instruction that there is a threat of fall down, because somebody might be genuinely appreciating because the person has rendered a good seva by voice or by his own kala or her own kala. But then on the other side, there is a danger that if you appreciate, then you're subtly falling down. At the same time, it is said that you have to always appreciate all types of devotees in their service mood. So there's a very fine line, I think. So if you can just if possible highlight or elaborate a little bit on this, how as a practical practitioner for a devotee, one must guard, at the same time one cannot avoid the sangha also, isn't it? So that was my question. Please, Prabhu.
Yes. Thank you very much for asking this question. Yes, danger is always lurking. Always, we should always see the danger around us. And appreciation, their devotional singing does not mean that the fall down is start. Appreciation means you just appreciate you have sung nice, and then you're back to seva. It's not that we are meditating on that singing again and again. That is the idea. Appreciation means जो inner में वही सुनते रहे, बस वही सुनते रहे. So that's why one time His Holiness Brajapati Maharaj only was telling that if it is very like if suppose Mataji is giving the class, so it is quite certain very probable that people will not be hearing the Bhagavata, they will be hearing that Mataji. So therefore, I have already told in the class that we must understand and we must listen more and more Guru Maharaj's Kirtan, Prabhupada's Kirtan, and Mataji's Kirtan also we can hear, but that, it is not a case that we keep hearing that only. That's what I understand. Best strategy is to always take seva and associate with Prabhuji's, Maharajis, and try always to avoid. Yes, it is right, but at the same time we cannot afford to be fanatic also. But just I think one time listening should be enough. Yeah, more and more listening. One time listen and then come back to our Guru Maharaj's. Guru Maharaj has got such a sweet voice. When I played this kirtan for the first time in BI Kalyani, all the students were having goosebumps, and they asked me not to stop that kirtan by Guru Maharaj. So more and more we hear the kirtan of Guru Maharaj and Prabhupada, right? If you hear the kirtan of Prabhupada, you will feel that you have achieved the transcendental realm already. The more and more we hear these kirtans,
We lose Prabhuji?
Yeah.
Okay. Prabhuji is still not joined?
No, Prabhuji. Maybe some.
Okay, audio some problem.
Yeah.
Network problem.
Yeah. He's not even online.
Oh, okay.
Just a second, I will try to contact Prabhuji.
Okay.
I hope
Oh,
He's trying to join back.
okay.
Let us be online for a while.
Okay. You are able to talk to him?
Yeah, I have given him a call.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Ah, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Sorry, this network, this Kali Yuga, you cannot trust the network also. That's another thing. So
So, Prabhuji, I got the point that you were saying.
actually, it
But-
is written in a purport for brahmachari and sannyasis. They
No,
have
I
to
was
be
coming to the
extremely careful.
very practical point. Like, for example, there are some Matajis who sing mesmerizing kirtans. Like two Matajis who come to mind are Chakrini Mataji and Janvi Mataji. They sing wonderful kirtans. Now, if you say that you have to hear only once and then don't hear to them again, so we enjoy the kirtan in a mood of whether it's a tune or maybe it's a voice, or at the end of the day we enjoy the kirtan. It is, I don't know how to put it, the rag or whatever, we enjoy that. But this is not, doesn't mean that we fall in love with that person. We actually enjoy the kirtan in a way that this is a glorification of the Lord. But so that's why I wanted a more practical tip on. So do we conclude by saying that maybe we should hear more only Prabhuji's kirtan and reduce the kirtans to be heard of Mataji's? Because there's a potential.
Actually, मैं इसमें क्या बोलूं? His Holiness परम पूज्य गौर गोविंद महाराज जी एक बार बताए थे कि कीर्तन जो है we should not do it for our enjoyment. We should do it for enjoyment of Krishna.
Right.
So if we are enjoying that kirtan, Mataji are singing nice, so we should think very consciously, deeply, what are we, for whom are we listening to this kirtan, So if you listen to Guru Maharaj's kirtan or Prabhupada's kirtan, more and more and more, then our focus will be, it is all about, it's all about refining our focus. Our focus is very terrible in this Kali Yuga, and we have been conditioned. We can, at any point of time, be led astray. I'll give you an example. Param Puja Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. So he attended one family, and Mataji brought him prasadam. But Mataji was saying, please don't eat outside. It is very sunny here, and come inside and take. And immediately, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji left from that place because. So therefore, I'm not definitely suggesting to be fanatic, but I am also trying to make myself, not others. Definitely, I would like to make myself very cautious. Very, very cautious. Cautious, that is a because it's very easy to lose the focus here in this material world. Very easy. Therefore, best strategy is to always appreciate and always hear Guru Maharaj's kirtan, other Prabhuji's kirtan, because then you will be actually doing it for the enjoyment of Krishna, more probably. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Prabhu. Thanks a lot. Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, we do have a question by Govind Maharaji. Govind Maharaji, please.
Krishna. Hare Krishna Maharaj, Danda Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Very absorbing class because you were absorbed. Still, many wonderful things come in our mind. So my questions are very direct because we want elaboration from you. That would be wonderful. So in our lives, who is more important? I wish that our all the Swamijis, Bhakti Vishal Maharaj, all the GBCs, everybody listens to this question. So my question is, in our life, whose role or who is more important between Srila Prabhupada and Srila Sripad Guru Maharaj? This is my first question. And because it is relating to your Paramatma episode which you addressed in the beginning. So the Paramatma in the heart, how he what is the role, in what capacity, the Paramatma's role in a life of a sadhaka or anybody compared to the role of the spiritual master. Please elaborate because it is in context of 11:26:26. Hare Krishna. You can refer to that. Future.
11:26:26. Okay. So what is the question?
Including
Who is more important in between
Srila Prabhupada and Srila
Guru
Sripad?
Maharaj's? Yeah, Guru Maharaj is actually that we discussed at length. Maharaj through such a beautiful conclusion to that, that light, that actually Guru Maharaj is more important than your Krishna, because when we serve Guru Maharaj, then everyone is served. And but here it is when we say more important, actually here we are comparison, we are just fixing our focus. Our chitta should be at the lotus feet of Guru Maharaj, considering him to be non-different Prabhupada, considering him not to be non-different from Acharyas, to be non-different from Krishna, to be even at a higher position. So when Guru served, that service inclusively it contains service, Acharya service, Shastra service, all the vratas, every single person is, every single element is served by Guru Maharaj. So definitely Maharaj's service, we should not feel that I am serving only Guru Maharaj and I'm not serving anyone. If you are serving a Guru Maharaj, essentially you are serving everyone. Mam ekam sharanam. That is the meaning of Mam. Means you surrender unto me in the form of Guru Maharaj. So Paramatma and Krishna, they are the same person. They are not two different person. लेकिन कभी कभी हम लोग ऐसा बोलते हैं ना कि तुम उस, जैसे मैं कभी कभी बोल सकता हूँ, तुम उस सुशांत को जानते नहीं हो, उस सुशांत को. Who is that उस सुशांत? That उस सुशांत is me only, but having a different role, different attitude. So there Bhagavan when says tamev, tamev means that aspect of mine only who is fixing the swabhav, controlling the swabhav as Ishwar in the heart. Hridideshe ardhan tishtati. But this my aspect of mine as Bhagavan is the original one which you must cling to. And Guru Maharaj, you should consider him as non-different from me. And if me, then tam means that Paramatma is also included here. So the Guru Maharaj's position is inclusive of Paramatma or Krishna. And is that what Maharaj is wants to correct me, please?
The role of the, because in 11:26:26, the
Let me
two
open 26. Yeah.
the two spiritual masters are described, and I wish that you establish the different role, because although they are on the absolute platform, from that point of view, just like a father has two sons, they are equal to him, still they are different. So the difference has to be established with relation to the you establish that he directs our buddhi, and in that context, is there any difference between the role of Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru?
Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru, to actually Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru are both representatives of Bhagwan. But we discussed, Guru Maharaj only told that Shiksha Guru can be considered as on the level of Bhagwan, but Diksha Guru is definitely above that level. So Shiksha Guru advises us, he instructs us to serve Diksha Guru. That's a Shiksha that Shiksha Guru is supposed to give to us, and he gives. And Shiksha Guru should not give this Shiksha that you serve him, serve everyone. Because if you don't serve that one, then your journey is incomplete. He is the one who focuses, who defines our focus, our focus gets condensed. So I'm just repeating words by Maharaj only. That was a beautiful addition by Maharaji that day on last Monday, I guess. Monday? No, Tuesday. Maharaji, I think that's all I can say. I'm pretty sure Maharaji will clarify it.
One thing, because I'm not fully satisfied, but you already know what I want to come out from you, because even when Krishna says Tameva Sharanam Grichya Sarva Bhavena Bharata, correct? So here Tameva is referring to him as a person, you know, because if Paramatma's role was sufficient, there would be no need of Bhagavad Gita or anyone else. Paramatma would do everything. But Paramatma, although he controls the intelligence, he does not influence the heart. So there is a difference between the role of the Siksha Gurus who can try to tell us things, but we listen and surrender to the Diksha Guru, because he also controls our heart. He induces us. The Paramatma may just inspire us, but we feel inspired by so many things, but we follow one who induces us. So there is a specific difference between the role of Siksha Guru, multiple Siksha Gurus, and Diksha Guru. And Diksha Guru is also our primary Siksha Guru. We must not forget it. That's why Chaitanya Chaitamani says that Diksha Guru ke mane Krishna re roop, and Siksha Guru ke mano Krishna re swarup. So because if the roop and swarup, you know, they sound the same, but there's a very specific difference. In swarup, in identity, all the roop of Krishna are one. In identity, they are all God, correct? But the difference is of roop. Rasenot karshate Krishna rupam esha rasasthiti. From the viewpoint of rasa, the melo, the attraction, the temptation, Krishna supersedes or excels every other form except Mahaprabhu. You know, because Mahaprabhu is those even Krishna could not attract and could not make favorable to him. Mahaprabhu did, you know. So that's another debate. So my point is that how the role of the spiritual, because one does not surrender to Paramatma. That's why Krishna is saying, Tameva Sharanam Gaccha. Has anybody surrendered to Paramatma? Paramatma, we surrender to a person, Paramatma is not visible. So how you surrender to Paramatma? But you surrender to the person. That's why Krishna, the person, is acting as Diksha Guru for Arjuna. He's inducing him. He's just playing with him and just making sure that he doesn't run away from giving all the freedom. So that's why the spiritual master, we donate to God how much? 5 rupee, 10 rupee, 5 lakh, 10 lakh, but we donate our whole existence to the spiritual master, the Diksha Guru. So although Paramatma is the director of the intelligence, Tameva the Buddhi Yoga, Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tan, but still many things can influence in between. That's why ultimately we follow our heart. So when the heart and intelligence, Buddhi become combined, that's full surrender, then it's possible we become carried away. Because many times, even when our Buddhi says, do this, do that, but our heart takes over. You know? So that is the role of the Diksha Guru who comes personally in our lives. Although we have multiple Siksha Gurus, Gaur Govind Maharaj, Prabhupada, and Bhaktivedanta Siksha Guru, Bhaktivedanta Thakur, but do we surrender to them? No, we surrender to the Diksha Guru, that point.
Yes, Maharaj. Shiksha Guru is source of inspiration and Diksha Guru is object of inspiration.
Yes, exactly the heart. That's why the Krishnera Rupa, when say the Rupa in Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu's Rupa is Radharani, Swarup is Krishna. Same aspect follows in the spiritual master. How can you deny the Rupa? Even God cannot, even Krishna, is Swarupa is the Supreme Person of God, cannot deny the offer of Srimati Radharani. So in the same way, we cannot deny the offer or the order or the desire of the Diksha Guru. We can consider the advice of many Siksha Gurus. Yeah, we'll think it sounds good, this and that. Our intelligence is involved, but until our heart is involved, we don't act. Paramatma cannot make us, coerce us to act. The spiritual master does. It's a big difference, because since eternity we have been following, we have been listening to unlimited Siksha Gurus. Everybody around is teaching us. But are we induced by anybody whom we unconditionally follow? That's only Diksha Guru.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, thank you, Maharajji. And yeah, Srikant Prabhu, we may conclude for the day.
Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Patit Pavan Gurudev Shripad Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrindi ki jai.
Jai.
Jai. Jai.
His Grace Srikant Prabhu ki jai. Thank you all for joining. See you all in tomorrow's class. Hare Krishna.